Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another series of new words for you, right? Okay, so our first word for today is ecstatic. Just by the expression of this girl, you might be able to guess she is in a condition of extreme delight, right? So, ecstatic means being in a condition of extreme delight, right? Or a religious trance. You can also say being enraptured is being ecstatic. The new president was greeted by an ecstatic crowd. That means the crowd was extremely happy to see the president, right? So the crowd was ecstatic. You can say it's the highest intensity of being happy. So if you want to measure the levels of happiness, the extreme levels can be defined by the word ecstatic. He was ecstatic at the news of his daughter's birth. Now, a guy, he was waiting at the hospital and then he got the news that his wife has given birth to a lovely baby daughter, right? So, of course, he's happy, but the level of his happiness is extreme, right? What he's feeling is extreme delight. That means he is ecstatic. When it was over, everyone was energized and ecstatic, right? So when, let's say, uh, an uh, an orientation program got over, everyone felt energized and really happy, right? Ecstatic. And so ecstatic, extra, you can remember extra happiness, right? So ecstatic is being extra happy, too happy, right? Okay. And next word, efficacy. Efficacy means the ability to produce desired results. You can also say efficacy is the synonym for effectiveness. So, if something's effectiveness is being discussed, what are we discussing? We are discussing that object's efficacy, right? The drug's efficacy has been questioned by consumer advocates. That means people who have been using that drug, the effects of that drug, they have been questioned, right? So, efficacy of the drug means effectiveness of the drug. How effective is that drug? Whether it works, does not work, or does it have any sort of harmful effects, right? Any side effects? So that would be the drug's efficacy. He was just skeptical about the efficacy of online dating. That means he was not very sure about the effectiveness of online dating. He was like, fine, everyone's doing it. Maybe I could also try, but he was not very sure if it would give results. So, effectiveness of online dating means efficacy of online dating. The research into efficacy of air purifiers is inconclusive, right? So if let's say a person was trying to research into the effectiveness of air purifiers, how effective air purifiers are. So the research was inconclusive. The person could not really deduce anything, right? They could not reach a conclusion. So their research on effects of purifiers, or I should say, effectiveness of air purifiers was inconclusive. So, efficacy means effectiveness of an object, right? So, it is a noun, right? It's an ability to produce desired results, right? Okay. Our next word, egoism. Egoism means being self centered, right? So, self centeredness is egoism, right? Concern for your own interests and welfare is also egoism, right? So, if you're self centered, you're concerned only about yourself, you worry about only your own interests and your welfare, right? That is called as egoism. He was looked down upon because of his egoism. That means people used to look down upon this person. Look down upon this person means they did not like this person. They felt that he was not someone who should be kept at equal levels. Why? Because of this person's egoism, that is this person's self-centeredness, right? Unconsciously, he had imbibed all the principles of egoism. That means without even knowing that this person is doing so, which we are calling as unconsciously, this person imbibed, that means gained all the principles of egoism, all the principles of being self-centered, right? Two principles are contending in this world: egoism and humanity, right? So we can say that there are two principles in the world who are sort of in a contest: egoism and humanity, being self-centered or being selfless, that is serving people while being selfless, which is of course humanity, right? So egoism, being self-centered. Okay. Our next word, egotist. Now, a selfish person. Egoism means self-centeredness, and someone having egoism would be called as an egotist, right? So a selfish person, a self-absorbed person, or a person who brags a lot is an egotist, right? This person right here trying to tell he's the best, he's this, he's that, right? So this person is totally an egotist. Politicians are notorious egotists, right? So we can say that some politicians, they are selfish, self-absorbed, they brag about their works, right? But they have not really done anything. Maria is such an egotist that she talks about herself all the time. And so Maria is a person who is self-absorbed. All she can talk about is herself, brag about herself. I did this, I got this bag, I'm so amazing, I'm this, I'm that, right? We have posh steakhouses for your egotists and specialty clubs of all flavors to satisfy their various kinks. That means we have this nice arrangement for people who are self absorbed, right? Who only worry about themselves. So, for such people, we have a posh steakhouse and specialty clubs of all flavors. So, egotist, a person who is selfish, self absorbed, or is always bragging. Okay. Elate. Elate means to make someone or be ecstatically happy. So, you are either making someone happy or you are being happy ecstatically, right? So, extreme happiness again is elated. I was elated that my second heart bypass had been successful. That means I was really happy that my surgery of the heart went successfully. The prince was reported to be elated at the birth of his daughter. Right? So the prince was extremely happy, ecstatically happy. We can also say elated or ecstatic, right? So the prince was ecstatic or elated at the birth of his daughter. He was elated by the news that he had won a full scholarship. So guess if you won a full scholarship, how happy would you be? So that level of happiness would be called as ecstatic or elated, right? So elate means to make someone happy or be happy ecstatically, right? All right. Eloquence, right? So eloquence means the quality of delivering a clear, strong message, right? If someone has the ability, the skill of delivering clear and strong messages to the audience they are targeting, they are called as eloquent, right? And this skill, this quality is called as eloquence. She was renowned for her eloquence and beauty. That means this person was really beautiful and they were also able to deliver their messages strongly and clearly, right? His wit and eloquence made it a joy to be around him. So this person was very witty and was able to deliver or get through his message to the audience clearly, right? The audience would not feel confused after this person's speech. They would clearly get the message of what the person wants to convey. For such a person, we say they are eloquent, or their eloquence is a joy. Okay. You need to express yourself with clarity, eloquence, and force. So, whenever you're delivering a speech, you're delivering a message, you need to express yourself with clarity, with eloquence, that means with extreme clarity, and making sure that your message is delivered strongly. And of course, force. So, clarity and force are actually a part of eloquence. Right? All right. Elusive. Now, elusive means something that is difficult to describe, find, achieve, or remember. Let's say there is a concept. You want to explain it to someone, but it's very difficult to be described. That concept is elusive. Any information, very difficult to find, elusive. An aim, difficult to be achieved, elusive. Or any topic, difficult to remember, elusive. So anything that is difficult to describe, find, achieve, or remember is elusive. The answers to these questions remain as elusive as ever. That means the answer to these questions are very difficult to find. We have never been able to find them, and they are still elusive. That means they still are difficult to find. Success, however, remained elusive for her. That means success was one place that she couldn't reach, she couldn't achieve success. That means success remained elusive for her. So, success was elusive for her. That means she couldn't achieve it, right? In London, late night taxis are elusive and far from cheap. So in London, if you want to take a late night taxi, they are elusive. Elusive means they are difficult to find. You barely get the chance to sit in a late night taxi and go home if you're in London. And they are far from cheap. That means they're very expensive, right? So elusive, anything which is difficult to describe, find, achieve, or remember. Right? Okay. Okay. What is this word? Emulate. Emulate means to copy someone, especially with the idea of matching their success. If you're trying to copy someone in order to majorly copy their success, right? The idea that led them to success, if you're trying to copy that idea, you are emulate, right? They hope to emulate the success of other software companies. That means they're copying the idea of other software companies in order to match the success that they have gained, right? Officials are looking to emulate successful ideas from other cities, right? So they are going to copy successful ideas that have been adopted by other cities so that the officials can look at the same kind of success in their city. She hopes to emulate her sister's sporting achievements. So, this girl, she really wants to achieve the same things as her sister. So, she's going to copy the ideas that she adopted in order to achieve that success. Also, I'm pretty sure you're aware of these two movies, right? So, The Notebook and Kites. One is Hollywood, one is Bollywood, right? So, Kites is a Bollywood movie that was made by copying the notebook. So I can say that the directors or the director of Kites emulated the notebook, right? So they tried to copy the theme, the idea, the story of the notebook in order to gain the same success as the notebook. But I'm pretty sure that did not happen, right? Okay. So emulate, to copy someone, to match their success, right? Okay. Our next word, enchant. Enchant means to subject to magical influence, right? Or to bewitch someone or to attract someone. So you must have heard people say that you have bewitched me, right? Or you have enchanted me. That means you have totally made me attracted towards you by some magical influence, right? When you're not able to explain why you are attracted to something so much, you just, you think that the cause is some magical influence. So if someone has been subjected to a magical influence and now they're totally attracted towards the other person, we can say they are enchanted or bewitched, right? So bewitched because witches are the ones who attract people by magic. So we are saying the person is bewitched. Okay. The audience was clearly enchanted by her performance. That means the audience was clearly attracted to her performance. The listeners were enchanted by the singer's sweet voice. The listeners were attracted to her sweet voice, and they were attracted at such, like, the intensity of their attraction was such that we can only blame some magic for such attraction. Whether the forest is enchanted or haunted, I don't know yet, right? So whether there is a magical influence on the forest or there is a ghostly influence on the forest, we are not sure. So enchanted is the magical influence and haunted is the ghostly influence, right? So enchant means to attract someone or to subject someone to magical influence. A word which can be a synonym for enchant is bewitch. Right? Okay. Endanger. You must have heard this word in relation to wildlife species, right? So endanger, to put someone at danger, right? It's like like in danger. Putting someone in danger is to endanger someone. So to put someone at danger of being harmed, damaged, or destroyed. If you are putting someone at danger of being harmed, damaged, destroyed, or being harmed in any manner, you are endangering them, right? So, a development of the area would endanger wildlife. That means if we develop this area, the wildlife of the area would be harmed, right? They would be at the danger of being harmed. So, what are we doing here? We are endangering that wildlife, which is not a good idea. You will endanger your health if you smoke. That means you will be at the danger of destroying your health, damaging your health, or causing harm to yourself, right? If you smoke. He would never do anything to endanger the lives of his children. That means he would never do anything that would put his children in danger, right? So, in danger is like endanger, right? Endanger means putting someone in danger. They are susceptible to being harmed, damaged, or destroyed. All right. Now let's revise. Endanger. Endanger means in danger, right? So putting someone at danger of being harmed, damaged, or destroyed. For example, you can endanger wildlife. That means you can harm the wildlife, you can cause their extinction, you can cause the death of the wildlife in a certain area if you are, adopting a lot of deforestation in cities, or like to create cities, let's say, right? So endangering wildlife, right? So endanger, to put someone at danger of being harmed, damaged, or destroyed. Enchant means to subject someone to magical influence, bewitch someone, or to attract someone. So attracting someone at, at such levels that it seems like they have been influenced by magic. So audience was clearly enchanted by her performance. That means the audio was extremely attracted to her performance, and we find no other reason but magic. So we're just going to say it's some magical influence that is attracting the audience. In other words, enchanting the audience, right? So you can get enchanted by someone's voice, you can get enchanted by someone's performance, right? Also, places can be enchanted. That means the place can be magical. Emulate. Emulate means to copy someone, especially with the idea of matching their success. For example, these two movies, right? You can see even the posters are same. So, Kites is one Bollywood movie that tried to emulate a Hollywood movie named The Notebook, right? So they copied The Notebook, especially their idea of the movie The Notebook. They copied it in order to match the success that this movie, Hollywood movie, The Notebook, gained. But guys could not do so. So I would say emulation unsuccessful. Okay. Elusive. Elusive is anything that is difficult to describe, find, achieve, or remember. If you cannot find the answer to a question, the question's answers are elusive. If you cannot find taxi, the taxis are elusive. If you cannot achieve a certain goal, the goal is elusive. If you cannot remember a certain topic, the topic is elusive, right? So anything that is difficult to describe, find, achieve, or remember. So elusive is a descriptive word, it's an adjective, right? Eloquence. Eloquence is the quality of delivering a clear, strong message. If you have the quality of delivering clear, strong messages, you are able to get your ideas clearly through to your audience. You are able to reach to your audience. Then you are an eloquent person, right? So, eloquence is the quality of being able to deliver a clear and strong message. An eloquent person is a person who has this quality, right? Just like this girl, she seems very eloquent, right? Because the audience seems attracted to what she's saying. And it is possible only when one of the possible reasons, other than her beauty, definitely, is that she is delivering a message that is clear and strong, right? And people want to listen to her. So we always focus, we always aim to be eloquent in our speech, right? So that our listeners are not confused. Elate. Elate means to make someone happy or be happy, like ourselves, but ecstatically. Like it is the next level happiness, right? So it is another way to say ecstatic, right? You are elated, that means you are extremely happy, you are ecstatic, right? So if you won a scholarship, you would be elated, right? Egotist, a person who is selfish, right? So instead of saying you're a selfish person, you can tell the person next time you're an egotist, right? Someone who is self absorbed, bragging all the time. So they are egotist. Egoism is being self centered. So self centeredness is egoism. If you're concerned only about your own interests, your own welfare, then you are having egoism, right? Or you are an egoist, right? Egotist, sorry. You are an egotist. And if you are an egotist, what do you have? You have egoism. So self centeredness is egoism, right? Efficacy. Efficacy is the ability to produce desired results, or I can also say efficacy is effectiveness. If you are doing something and you want to talk about its effectiveness, you will talk about its efficacy, right? So the drug's effectiveness on patients means the drug's efficacy on patients. Also, ability to produce the desired result would be the efficacy of a product. For example, what is the efficacy of this machine, right? That means what, in what intensity can this machine produce the desired results? So that would be its efficacy, right? Ecstatic. Ecstatic means you are in a condition of extreme delight, or you are in a religious trance, or you are enraptured, right? So if you're extremely happy about something, which we also read another word for, and that word is elated. Yes. So ecstatic and elated are totally related, right? That sounds like a poem. So ecstatic means you are in a condition of extreme delight or a religious trance, or you are enraptured by something. That means you're so happy that you kind of got lost in it. Right? So if you are elated, you are ecstatic. The new president was greeted by an ecstatic crowd. That means the new president was greeted by a crowd who was like, the crowd was extremely happy. They were extremely delighted. So I can also say the word delighted for happy, right? Or enraptured. They were so happy that they seemed intoxicated. They seemed, lost in the happiness. So ecstatic means in a condition of extreme delight. Another synonym, enraptured, or I can also say elated. All right, guys. Thank you.